all the details. So easy to readable levels for each data helps to read the data count easily and accuracy. That is a part of the features that we can get it from the Tableau. Yeah, the third one is manageable data organization for purpose of the display. Yes, I already mentioned that. I mean, what format you want to do, like to present. You can do either chart, you can line graph, scatter chart, whatever you want to present. The only thing is the person who is taking that data as a good view, understandable or clean. So this slide is represented with a clean data with a lot of information that representing in the short form of the visualization. So as we see, like what the green represent, the yellow represented, and the orange, so and the red, they're all the numbers they are presenting the graph. And if you click on that corner, they will give you the code, um, so as the crime rate and number on the x-axis. So y-axis, you will see all the names of the crimes, and so on and so on. Now on the next slide, yeah, this is the graph that will present with the line bar. So we can see all the numbers with declining and inclining of the year. Excuse me. uh, on the year. So this is a clear data visualization with all the ranking of the sorry, all the number of the crime that will be displayed on the chart with the year and their whole number compared to 0 to 500k. So there are some all the variant number that will be declining from 2001 to 2015. As we see, like the what's the lowest number on the chart is 151 151632, that was held in 2015, and the highest number you can see, like 4867023, that was held in 2002. So these are the data that we can explain in data visualization at easily and our formation. So that basically we have to focus on the data reading. And the secondly, there has to be user-friendly data representation. So we have graph on the only the year crime year, so that means like we have a year verification with all their total number of data. So the third one is data presentation on x-axis and y-axis for the data clarity. Yeah, of course we have to analyze for where the data should be presented, either in x-axis or y-axis. So in my cases, I have did an opposite way. When I put the data in the year in the x-axis, it will go like the straight line. It doesn't give you any good results. So I just put that the year on the y-axis, um, and the number of crime that was in the x-axis. So it'll give you real line bar indication of all the data for the clear visible. Now scattered plot. Yeah, as a part of the fourth questions, um, uh, question number, sorry, this is a part 3 data visualization with the Tableau, but I pick up the header as a scatter plot, profit and sales. Yeah, it is also one of the part of Tableau to represent the data as a large data visualization. As a question asks us for to get a profit and sales report mm, on the scatter plot. Yeah, simply we can see that the three line, what the lines are going. We see that the blue line is the liner is very good because it has been the blue mark. The red one is not that good, it has been declined, so we mark as a red. So these are the variant what the liner is going pick up the good phases. So that means the scatter plot always has to be a straight line to make the graph very easy and clear. If I have scatter, so the graph is something wrong, and the output is something wrong on that one, so people cannot understand what's the fault on it. So every time when they do the scatter plot, if you better put the line so people can easily visible with all the data. So of course, like it has a variant liner progress displays, such as blue is straight and yellow as a little bit cross, and it doesn't have a match with all the number it has been scattered. The red has something like going up and down. So these are little bad data. So yeah, of course, the rising line versus dropping line we can categorize, and the scatter plot. The scatter plot is one kind of plot that we'll see with all the information with uh, structured or non-structured data accuracy or non-accuracy, uh, for the all the output to catch up informations. uh, okay, now I'm gonna go for the another slide for the same part. So other one is for the crime and FBI code. um, so in this data it is so clear that what are the data has been retrieved on what formation of the FBI code and the name of the primary type. So this is also part of the tableau that we can create for the data visualization. So simply I just categorize the point as a data organized. It's a easy readable, color coded, for the different color mismatching, and data understanding in the sense with all the names that was in the left hand corner with the primary type. Yeah, FBI code is the second part we can see easily, and all the number is listed as the name, the code, and the value. So the people can easily figure out like what the code is there, and that code belongs to what the name of the crime, so primary type, I mean to say, and their number, and the number goes the value, I mean sorry, from the lowest to high value, what's the difference on that one. So people can see that easily with this slide, or this kind of chart. Now on this slide, I'm gonna narrative on the visualization. The first point is the visualize design in strategic. So what does that mean is a dashboard has only a few seconds to create an impression on the audience. Of course, like that has a limited time to present anything for the audience, because audience won't entertainment if it takes too long, or it has too many data and too many information, or the visualization is not clear or not attractive. So there are lots of things that plays for data visualization as a final. Even that's the color, the shape, the chart information, the texture, the border, every part that plays a role. For in this case, the few critical seconds, the dashboard should impress the audience enough to create a gut react and connect emotionally enough to stay and negative around. Yeah, of course, like if your data gets too higher, if the process gets too slow, people won't get entertained, or people don't enjoy, because their mind get divert, not get interacted with the data they want to see. So this happens like so. Dashboard is one of the main important object to create the impression on the audience for the quick reaction. uh, yeah, so I'm talking about dashboard as a visual design. So that means the design effect. So that the color, the shape, the figure, the text content, these are more important on the any visual design. So that means the visual design is static because the dashboard has only few seconds. I already told that I create impression, right? So so that ideally to visualize the design is organizing to sell the products functionally to user and make aesthetic constant. The contents of the pages should give the right visual clues. To, to overcome the user uncertainty, the product has to be shown in the right way, creating the right balance between the appealing design, something the audience expect to see is very important. Yeah, of course, the combination of the multiple factors of visual design depends on the product organize an audience culture. During the visual design, some elements of focus on are line, shape, white space, volume, and value as well. So every time we see any visual effects, they are most important as well, because this also plays a very important role for large large data visualizations. So of course there are multi-layer of the color, mixture of the shapes, even additional pictograph, border, the shape, everything is combined with the design. So nowadays people like to see with the sound and some effects as well. So this has been gradually developed because of the technology, so we can use for the static of design as a visual impact. Now the second is messaging broadcast. So what does this mean is data combination refers to our audience to whom the message is being communicated. Yes, see, I mean every visualization will impact uh, on the audience. So what message is bringing to the audience or spectacular, what they are expecting. So these are the narrative that is more important to visualize the data. So data communication refers or important role. So messaging is about the creating the right balance between the message, the reason for the message, and the audience to whom the message is targeted. So yes, what the context of the visualizers has to be represent. If you're talking about scientists, you have the scientific data. If you're talking about some small project for the school, you have to be of that kind of audience. So if you're talking about for the governments, so with the big large development project, you have to be on that kind of audience. So what's the data you need to present? It depends on with the audience, the place, and the factor of the project. It leads with all the messaging broadcasts. So that I can say the reason why data visualization is not clear in that the data meaning is hidden. So the analyst should position himself for the audience point of view and create the dashboard accordingly. The dashboard must be answering questions that the audience has. When the audience has to negative several slides and spend much time studying the dashboard, the analyst must understand that the message is unclear. So that I would say messaging is about to creating the right balance between the message, the reason for the message, and the audience to whom the message is targeted. Mm, yeah, the third part is about the interactive engagement. What does that mean is the interactive data visualization incorporates the interception tools that enables the user to see more in details about the data and capturing the information with the full view of the data. Um, yeah, so I would say the interactive data visualization helps to identify trends faster and more effectively. It also helps to tell the story in a useful way so that the audience turns indecision into the action.